In the kingdom named Dholakpur, there lived a famous rishi who was famous for telling the fortunes of the people. Every person of that state knew about that famous rishi and his skills. One day, the king there also came to know about that sage. The king also began to desire to know his future. Due to this, he sent his soldiers to the sage, and with full respect, he ordered and invited them to bring him to the palace. As per the king's orders, the soldiers went to the sage, and while telling the king's invitation to the sage, started requesting him to go to the palace. The sage also got ready to go to the palace with the soldiers. When the sage reached the palace, the king welcomed him with great enthusiasm and made him sit with respect in his court. When the sage took some rest, so the king expressed his wish to the sage asked the king for his horoscope and started looking at it carefully. After observing the king's horoscope for some time, the famous sage told the king that his future was full of blessings and everything would be good in life. In this way, the sage told many good things about the fate of the king. The king was very happy to hear the good prediction regarding himself. He was happy and gave a gift of gold and silver to the sage. After this, the king asked the sage about the misfortunes related to his future. As per the king's request, the sage also told the things related to the king's misfortune. The king became very angry after hearing them. He angrily started shouting at the sage and threateningly said, "How dare you say such absurd things?" The king got angry and took out his sword and, pointing towards the sage, said, "Now tell me the time of my death." The sage asked the king for his horoscope and started looking at it carefully. After observing the king's horoscope for some time, the famous sage told the king that his future was full of blessings and everything would be good in life. In this way, the sage told many good things about the fate of the king. The king was surprised to hear this from the sage. Now he started realizing his mistake. He immediately put down his sword and apologized to the sage for his ill treatment. Later, the king gave a lot of money to the sage and sent him back to his hut with respect and honor. The lesson we learn from the story is that in difficult situations, we should act wisely and keep our mind calm. This hunger can save us from every problem. How did you like the story? Comments made. If you still have anything to share, please subscribe the channel.